another great episode of the Urban Paranormal Podcast, where you might be crazy to some,
but your family to us. Hey, that was kind of weak, man. What's going on with
All right, let's give it
we got to do that one over.
Okay, we can, but I'm kind of under the weather. So.
I know, right? I know. I need you to get on top of the weather, bro.
Okay, so right.
Yeah.
So everybody, welcome again, man, to the Urban Paranormal Podcast, man, where, again, we might be crazy to some,
but your family to us.
Hey, that was more like it. Yeah. I like that one.
So I'm your host, JH.
And I'm your moderator, Trent A. Johnson.
Anchorman Dave R. reporting in.
Hey.
Okay, and we have, of course, a couple of repeat offenders, all right? So I'm going to start to my left first with Mr. Big David. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Great to be here with an awesome group of guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
And two pretty ladies.
There you go.
Right.
All right, and then we're going to skip the lady in the middle and to do the guy to the right, who's also a repeat offender. Is our third brother here.
Hey, how you doing? Lee Rosenberry, DSB Media.
What
Just
up,
glad to
what
be back on the
up?
show.
There you go. And, of course, our great guest, Mrs. Erica. She was our shaman at one point, and we love having you here. So
good to be here, finally.
there you go. There you go. So you guys at home.
We forgot about the Amazon, bro.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You said
Forgive
left.
me.
I was like, he went far left.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We have the Amazon queen in the house. Forgive me.
That's what I'm talking about. What up, Amazon?
Now,
Right.
you guys, look, I missed out, but I want to get into this topic. It's a really good topic.
Great topic.
We're talking about DMT. All right, psychedelic trip.
Yes.
And
Dimethyltryptamine.
there you go.
Yep. She want to get technical on
That's
this.
what it
And
is.
here go the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys ever tried it. I mean, if you're like me, you're like really afraid of drugs and shit like that, right? So this one is a bit different. If you, I can say it's different because I don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
me either.
so for me to do this one was it's a reach for me. It was
So
a
you
reach.
tried it?
Yeah, I did with you.
Oh, shit. You just gonna put me out there like that, bro.
Throw him under the bus.
You know I wanted everybody to know that I tried it.
Well,
Yeah, I tried it too.
I was there.
He was there too.
Yeah, So
Magical night.
Very magical.
You might be able to see some resemblance, towards the 60s or the expressionist, not the expressionist, the abstract artists who do mimic these psychedelic lines and drawings and these, colors. I'm just saying it due to art history based on my art background and bachelor's degree of fine arts.
But
It comes from somewhere.
What is DMT? I think Erica. Can you say that again?
Dimethyltryptamine.
Dimethyltryptamine.
And it is also called the spirit molecule.
Spirit.
And it is the I'm gonna say the drug, but it's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the force within you that comes within you when you're born and when you die.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what I hear, it occurs in many substances and many
and
life
many
forms.
Plants.
Plants, animals.
Animals, dogs have it.
We have
so
it.
they just walking around tripping, and
Right.
tripping and shit, and so what it does, it's a trip. It's a fucking trip. Can we say fuck?
Yeah, we can say fuck, pussy,
It's a
shit,
It's
fuck.
a motherfucking trip.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because it's also it's a substance that comes from plants, but when cooked down and mixed with a little other things, it produces the DMT, the powder form. And it also is in the ayahuasca, which is ayahuasca plant. You can find that over in North America.
Amazon,
Peru,
South America and
America.
Argentina.
See, I don't know about geometry. Geography. I just hate school.
No,
But-
I mean, I could support
like
you
the
with the
school of
details.
life.
Don't worry.
Right.
Okay, good. I like you over here. Come
I
on,
think
man.
it actually comes from the acacia tree.
The acacia tree.
Acacia,
And
Yes.
but it's in Peru,
Acacia
and
tree.
the-
Yeah.
in the Amazon.
And ayahuasca became synonymous with it because that's the root that actually allows it to go into your body. Because when you take the ayahuasca, it coats your stomach, and then the casca, what was that? The casca root?
Acacia.
Acacia root is the one that actually has the strongest concentration. I was doing my research.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
bro.
And
We on the
that's the
same
brew.
level.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's the brewed version of it.
I know,
But
right?
when you're talking just about DMT, the spirit molecule, that's when you put it. It does sound a little druggy, but that's when you get the pipe, and that's when you put it in the pipe, and you burn it down. And I'm talking like I know because I do. Okay?
Yeah. I know you do.
I do, and I help these brothers tap in. And what
She
you're
was
doing,
actually our shaman.
I was their shaman.
Our guide.
I whipped out the Palo Santo and the sage, and had another sister of mine, Venice Watson, was there. So that really helps you tap into yourself. And when people are afraid to do it, so the question you have to ask yourself, are you afraid of yourself? You know?
Hey, what
So
up? What up?
you're going to yourself and you're going into the spirit world.
Yeah.
And no telling where you're going to travel.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
true.
right?
Well,
It's-
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I also found out that the South American Indians and the Central American Indians, they would actually, and I know this is already spoken in the previous episode, that they would use these recreational drugs to practice their spiritual encounters and so forth. Some of them, they were mushrooms, and then they had like artistic, statues of mushrooms as their spiritual guides and so forth. But one that is pretty close to what we were discussing about the Argentinian, plant that they would be using to create the psychedelic DMT was known as Adenantra corabine, which is used in the Cibel in northwest Argentina. It's the Matacao Indian shamans used it for religious ceremonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole lot of different native tribes used it, from Egyptians,
Yes.
Native Americans.
It was a way of life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just looking up getting the shit. Like
I
they're
know,
like,
right?
we do that when we were 2. Like
That was like natural medicine, you know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
we got all this modern crazy ass medicine that costs millions of dollars
Yeah.
and shit, when they had the natural shit,
Right.
which I think probably was the best shit.
They was
yeah.
running around the forest, just snatching up goddamn trees, getting high as fuck, going to another dimension.
Well,
Yeah.
you said getting high,
I wouldn't
but
say high.
I wouldn't say high.
I wouldn't say it either.
I think it was. I would say just like Erica said,
You're tapping
a
into
trip,
yourself. You're tripping.
and not a trip like
Yeah.
I'm tripping. Like you actually went
Like
on
an
a trip.
experience.
Pack,
Right.
your,
Right.
pack
Yeah.
your spiritual
Right.
fucking bags.
Yeah.
Because you're going
About to leave.
to the cosmos.
So, as somebody that hasn't taken it, but
I can pop,
is
I can
on the
pop your
line.
cherry if you like.
Okay. Well, I've just been thinking about it a lot.
Just like Papa's cherry.
His
Go pop.
cosmic
We
cherry.
go pop his
Cosmic
cosmic
cherry.
cherry.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I gotta acknowledge my boy Ace just walked in the room.
What it
Fist
do,
the
Ace?
Fury, what's up, baby?
What were you saying?
Not
you haven't
that,
taken
not that I'm experienced with other recreational drugs, but
Well, why not?
What's it kind of leaning in towards?
Okay.
I mean,
What can you
it's just
compare it to, or
what
what
can
are
you
you asking?
compare it to?
Nothing.
Before you,
There's nothing like it.
nothing to compare it to.
When you're
Nothing.
born and when you die, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You know,
Really?
have you ever done shrooms? You haven't done anything?
No, not that.
I'm glad
not
we met.
psychedelics, Not psychedelics.
You better come on. You on this show?
Yeah.
We gotta help them, y'all.
It was years ago. I did try
Okay.
years ago. But
Okay, well, you know what? It's time to do it again because it grows you as a soul. It grows
Really?
you as a being, and it gives you a whole new perspective on life and how to even handle certain circumstances that come within your life, and you just have a better sense of wisdom.
sense of well-being.
Yeah.
Okay.
When y'all say, would you say, Trent?
I was gonna ask. So what's up with people seeing the same entity when
That's
they
what I hear.
when they
Yes.
enter the DMT world?
Well, I've seen
That
so
that
much.
that's what makes me think this is like a real place you going to.
It is
Yeah,
real.
me too. That's why.
Yeah.
I was
It is real.
Yeah.
Shit's dangerous.
Well, it's different entities. It's not just one motherfucker. It's
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them. It's
Yeah.
different levels.
Yeah, it's different levels.
Oh my God, I've seen my higher self within the cosmos, like a big ass, like for instance, if you can imagine the stars, right? But imagine if all the stars got together and created like a big body of,
Oh,
of somebody.
wow.
And she was telling me why my boyfriend is now my ex-boyfriend because he led me to the spiritual world, and his assignment in my life is over, and my assignment in his life is over. And after I got out that thing, I said, ah! But when I was coming back, I was like, for real, I had an ugly ass cry for like 15
Wow.
minutes. But after I was coming back, like my soul, I could sense I was over. It's like I was in the skies, and then I was over the world. Then I was over Houston. Then I was over the neighborhood I was in. Then I was over the truck that I was in. Then I was back in the truck, and I looked at the guy in the truck, and I was like, ah! And I was just like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
shit.
It was trippy.
Wow.
Yes, and you
Wow.
can't believe that. Well, you can if you go through it.
Yeah.
But even when it's happening, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Because it's so out of this world.
Yeah.
So it's not just one entity. It's a lot of them. Do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I could talk about mine, but
Because you had a situation.
yeah, but that's what I wanted to ask for the listeners out
Yeah,
there, right? Okay, so what if you are naturally dark inside, right?
And you try the
And you try it,
psychedelics.
right?
All right. Let's talk about the darkness.
Wait a minute,
What?
Jay. We didn't give our disclaimer yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
So
We want to give a
everyone,
disclaimer first.
we're not promoting the use of any drugs or
Oh,
anything
no,
on this
absolutely
show.
not.
Oh no.
And we don't condone it or whatever, you guys want to throw at us at this point. Do the shit at your own risk.
It's for educational purposes
Right.
only.
Educational purpose only.
Yeah.
Research.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You just
And
what the
viewer-
fuck ever.
And listener discretion advised.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's-
please.
Okay, so let's rock with that.
So with that being said, we're gonna turn it right back over again
I
about
just
the
hate how
darkness.
everything's so demonized. But anyway,
Well,
don't do it,
we
y'all.
gotta
Or do
that.
it.
Yeah. So I mean, what about the darkness? Like if you're naturally dark inside.
Okay, if you're naturally dark inside and you
Mm-hmm.
do the shit, I mean, I don't call it shit because it's so magical and powerful, and it's such a blessing to have. Anyway, I mean, don't do it. It can, one or two things can happen. It could lighten you up if you allow yourself to, with all these type of indigenous, don't want to say drugs, medication, plant medicine.
Yeah,
Plant
okay.
medicine.
Yeah.
All right.
It can lighten you up, but you're going to see yourself. And one thing you're going to realize, you can't run away from yourself.
Yeah.
No matter what you
Wow.
do, you can never run away. So within the trip, you gotta face it. Whatever it
is, you gotta
whatever
face
it
it.
is. So either you're gonna face that darkness, and then you're gonna get out of it and be like, okay, I feel a little lighter now. Or you're gonna face the darkness, or you're gonna be darker. Which I don't think that I never met anyone who got darker from it because it's healing. And if you allow yourself to surrender and just let it be and you're processing it for months and years to come.
Okay, so
you're
I
gonna
want to
process
ask you
for a
this.
while.
I want to ask everybody this. So you said there's levels,
There's levels.
and there's levels to the psychedelics.
yes.
You got mushrooms, you got the DMT, you
LSD.
got your ayahuasca, acid, LSD.
uh-huh.
So I've only done DMT.
Same here.
So the other ones, do you get to the same place, or is it different?
My experience, no.
Is
It's not the same for
It's
me.
not the same.
Like, but let me tell you this: it's not the same. However, yeah, because DMT, it can show you a past life. It can show you, like we've known each other for thousands of years or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with like mushrooms, I have gone under the earth.
wow.
If that makes sense, to where you know how trees are and there's roots on the trees.
Yeah.
But where the fuck where are these roots coming from?
Yeah.
I've gone under and tapped into that.
Wow.
And I've talked to those beings, and that's not necessarily DMT people.
Yeah.
You know, and on but it's almost like it's in the same. Oh, how can I explain? Oh, because it's so crazy. Because it's all psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a whole world.
Oh wow.
Let's say it's a whole world. So like this is Earth.
Uh-huh.
We are in Houston, Texas.
Yeah. So they stay in Dallas and the other ones in Austin
Right.
and shit. I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
But except instead of so close, maybe they're in China.
Wow.
Maybe they're in Costa Rica or somewhere, and we're just in Houston, Texas, Fitwater, or wherever we are. You know what I'm
Right. So
saying?
when I was doing my research and I was looking at mushrooms and DMT, I couldn't help but think about Super Mario Brothers.
come from somewhere,
Take that
doesn't
mushroom,
it?
get
Yeah,
big.
he
Comes
eat
from
the
somewhere.
mushroom and then he goes to the next level.
Magical land.
Yeah, so
And
I
he
was
gets
like,
bigger.
wow.
He gets more powerful.
Yeah,
And
he
that's-
gets bigger and more
and that's why I
powerful when he
said-
eats the mushroom.
That's why yeah.
Also, in some of the churches in Europe, you can see psilocybin's carved
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
side of the actual churches. So, I mean, psilocybin's been used for thousands
Yeah,
of years.
it
We
has.
have no history. Not saying that anyone's recorded that long. And I heard that certain monks within certain, and don't get me wrong, I mean, like Christian type faiths
Yeah.
would actually take mushrooms to commune with God.
Wow.
Or be
And that's-
closer with God.
Can I
That's what
bring
it
this up?
is. Bring
And
it
I
up.
mean, this ain't a jab at Christians or nothing. I just want to say, you know, like I was looking at what was it, Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
I think it was 32:22. Jacob, he wrestled with God.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Y'all remember that part about when
Yes.
Jacob wrestled with God, and the place where he wrestled God was called pineal, just like the
Oh, the
pineal
pineal
gland.
gland. Yeah, yeah.
He's wrestling with himself.
So was he wrestling with
Self.
God in the
Self.
DMT world? or-
That's crazy.
Yeah, you
is
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
By
Because
herself.
you know that the pineal gland is where the DMT is
Oh, yeah.
stored
Yeah.
in us. So I just thought that shit was crazy.
You know,
And interesting, yeah.
it is
Check it out.
interesting.
So
And
was Jacob in his head with that shit? Or?
see, that's something that we need to know because the question you asked earlier, but it's kind of like people tiptoed around it.
Yeah.
Is it a real place? I think
it is a real
I think
place.
it's a
I think
real
it's a real
fucking
place.
place.
I didn't tiptoe.
Yeah.
I said it was.
Oh, you did
Yeah.
say
I said it quick. I said yes, it is.
We ain't say Erica
Oh.
tiptoe.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
people
tiptoe.
tiptoe.
right. Just
Well,
just when we've done a lot of different research and different people, and we listen to a lot of people, they kind of tiptoe around it, but everyone's seeing the same thing.
Yeah, there's so many things that are the same with DMT experiences. Like I've taken acid with people, LSD or shrooms, and it's never the same. What I see versus what someone else sees is not the same. But DMT, there are so many things the same. If you're not so engaged with what's going on in front of you, you'll see that path. You'll see the tunnel.
Yeah.
You'll see the lights taking you up. You'll see the people on the side,
Right.
like trying to talk to you or get your attention.
You can get lost in the amazement
yeah.
of it, but if you are taking it with the intent to pull out that wisdom, with the intent to learn self and to govern how you can better govern this world, which we are humans having a are we humans having a spiritual experience?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Very
that
experience,
right there. I had to eat something. I only had a little turkey sandwich today.
Or spirits having
Having
a human experience.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the fuck I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. We
Yeah.
are spiritual beings having a human experience,
Yeah.
and we're experiencing this. So that's why it's called spirit molecule, because we're tapping into spirit that's already there. That's
Yeah.
why when you do it and you start looking around, shit start everything's vibration.
Yeah.
Now that's something you could say that LSD, from what I hear, LSD, mushrooms, and DMT have in common. The first thing you're gonna witness, everything's gonna start vibrating.
Fractals and breathing walls and shit.
I concur.
That supports the theory and some of the studies that in the 1950s they've used DMT and psychedelics to treat mental patients as
Yeah.
an experiment.
Exactly.
It helps.
Anyway,
It's
back
a
to
healing.
you.
It's a healing source that they have demonized because they don't want us to come up in the world and start tapping into self, which is our power, and then we start tapping into other powers, and there's levels to our powers. within.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How long does the experience last? Or
Oh,
is it based
God.
on how much you
10
take? Can you
minutes.
take
10 minutes.
According to my
10 minutes?
research,
Yeah, you
the
right back.
longest was 20 to 30 minutes.
And in my personal experience is from 15 to 30, but what you feel inside, the time has no meaning.
Time has no meaning.
Like I had an
Yes.
experience.
illusion.
It was my third time I told you about.
Yeah,
I called Eric. I was so moved. I actually told
Yeah,
you
you
about
told
it too.
me about it too.
But like I lived 97 years or 92 years in another world as another person on another earth that just blew me away. I remember TV shows. I remember falling in love.
See, I ain't never done
I
no shit
remember
like that.
having a family. I remember being on my deathbed and meeting my great grandson, and I was fading at that moment. I woke up on my couch, and I totally forgot that I lived there. I totally forgot this was the real world, and I was so shocked when my friend was like, "Lee," and I was like, "Who are you?" I was blown away. It took me a moment to realize where I was, that I was back here.
So did this kind of like reaffirm or put a belief in reincarnation or something like that, past lives to you?
I feel like I personally, because I don't have the words for it, but I feel like I was seeing another version of myself
Yeah.
in another time frame or living in the same time frame, a multiverse, as they say,
That's
like
what
there's
it is.
there's all these universes connected, and I was there in that other body in another world, living there, growing up there, having a whole life, having a whole experience, and then coming back.
alternate timeline.
yeah, and I can remember everything over there. And it's funny because here in this world, still to this day, I'm walking around about to make a decision. I'm like, I've already done that before.
Deja vu.
I'm not going to do that again
Wow, that's
because I did
powerful.
that in my other life. And I'm not going to let it happen.
And then you probably gave him 10% of your experience because it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard to explain.
Right, it is.
We-
I watched a video today, and this guy was like trying to explain the DMT trip is like trying to explain a kaleidoscope to a blind person.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
I like,
You
I
know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
I like that.
Because how many of us came out of this going, I understand? And,
Yeah.
and you do understand, but you can't put it
Yeah.
into physical words that people would understand because you have to see it. It's
Yeah.
one of those seeing is believing, and it'll blow
Yeah.
your mind.
Yeah. And I got to admit, y'all,
Wait.
us four was together
Yeah.
when we did
When
it.
we did it.
Absolutely.
I was scared. I didn't take the
Yeah.
full hit.
Yeah,
I did.
You sure didn't.
I did.
You
I
did
did, and I was
yourself.
scared.
I tell
Yeah.
You
you.
know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, but I
You don't
got
have- you don't
there
have to be scared.
Yeah.
because y'all actually broke through.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was at the tunnel looking like, I could see everything.
I remember
But
singing. I
I-
started singing like Michael Jackson and shit.
Man, yeah, you started singing, and
Yeah.
your friend ran outside and
Let's not
hugged
hug
my
the tree.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it will make you nature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
the
it's
wood,
all of
nature
it's
is
healing.
so
it
alive
grounds
still.
you.
but
And
why the sadness? Like you don't want to
It-
leave.
no,
I think it's so beautiful.
okay, here go the thing. Let me
Yeah.
say this, and this is for you guys watching. don't get sucked into this bullshit that they're talking about. Hold on.
Hey,
Here's what
Jay's got to bring it down to the floor.
Hold on.
Jay, getting a little moral now.
Nope. Let me say why. See, it sound good. I heard the same shit before I did it, and now that I've done it, it's been done. If I have to go back, I'm suiting up like I was a part of Freddy Krueger's nightmare shit. I'm bringing weapons to fuck shit up.
Oh my God.
Well, see, I'm gonna explain for y'all. There's a process that Erica took us through. You have to sage.
Well, you know what? That's what I do because
She bless and cleanse.
I bless it. Because we're about to tap into the spirit world.
Yeah, of course.
So can't just be like, let's do this shit.
Just barging through the door.
You want to come with reverence and honor.
But what I'm trying to say is Jay was combative
He was.
from the beginning.
You fucking
He didn't
were.
like the way the sage smelled.
Palo
He's like,
Santo,
oh, the sage
Palo Santo
stinks.
is a wood. It's called holy wood.
Yeah.
And it's Palo Santo. So I was just holying him up.
He was negative
And
from
he
the
was
beginning.
what's that? That stink. I
Yeah.
said, that shit don't stink. You be quiet.
He
But
did say that
He
stink.
did stink. That shit smelled good. But I didn't even approach him like that.
Yeah.
I
Oh
was
my
calm.
God.
I said, it does not.
That's
Yes.
not.
Woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo. You know, so I was blessing. I was speaking life into your life.
Yeah.
And then the only thing is, once you did it, you were already, y'all, if you
Amped up.
you have to go with the intent to have a positive trip. You have to
Yes.
have positive thoughts.
Yeah.
You have to want to be surrounded by positive people, which you fucking were. But
Yeah.
you have to have, you have to create the positivity and manifest that shit and let it come back to you like a fucking boomerang.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You ended up talking to some old warrior. I can't even speak
Well,
your business.
it was a tribe that we looked up. Remember, Trent, he had said
no,
a
no,
name.
Don't talk about it. He got to tell it.
Yeah, he got to
Okay,
tell
okay,
it.
okay.
And we'll add on.
I'll just say this, guys. When you listen to these people speak and you want to try it, see, my friend was riding a fucking unicorn and it was like rainbows, and I want to ride a unicorn too.
Yeah.
And that shit does.
With the
There was no
rainbows.
fucking unicorn. If anything, the unicorn
for
didn't have
you.
a horn. If anything, it didn't have a horn, and you beat it to death with it. I don't know. It just was a different thing. So you have to be very careful and know who you are inside.
You do.
Well, I just want to say, I've been knowing this dude for over 30 years.
Right?
Never seen him cry. But that was the day.
Yeah.
So your heart
seen
did
a
lighten.
tear
His heart did
in his eye.
lighten. You were lighter after
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Admit that
yeah.
shit.
Well, here
Your
go-
darkness turned to a little light.
Well, here go the thing, and guys, in my particular case, it was ancestors,
Met your
warriors,
ancestors.
or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them, and it was them telling me that they are who they say they are. They're trying to convince me, and I'm saying you're not me. You're not
That's going against. That's not surrendering, sir.
right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
he tried to fight it.
Yeah.
once they actually made me believe what they were saying, then they basically said I wasn't ready, and they left. And you don't want them to leave because at that point you just want to, damn, this is real, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to leave because now
Right.
you feel like you're less than them. So now when I go back, I'm going back with the intent to fuck them up.
No,
wow.
that's not, you didn't learn the lesson.
He not
Was
going
that was that
back.
number
Well,
three?
well,
Hey,
Lord of Love.
number
That's
three,
because
Nightmare
he's
on
not
Elm
going
Street,
back.
Jay.
Here's
Jay.
a lesson, guys. In,
Dream Warriors?
science.
Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street
If
3.
Wow.
you want to learn the chemical formula for DMT, this is for science purposes only. It is a combination of 12 molecules of carbon, 16 molecules of hydrogen, and 2 molecules of nitrogen. That being said, if you have at least 1 milligram to 5 milligrams of that DMT dose, you will find some slight cases of having some hallucinogens or some blurred effect. But if you take 0.5 milligrams of that substance plus all the way up to 0.9, then you're going to see the instant effect like our guests are describing.
Okay.
Well, shit, I guess that's what we did.
Wow.
I don't know
Well,
about the
I
milligrams.
want to describe Jay shit a little bit more.
Please.
I was going to do the second
Yeah.
segment.
Okay.
I'll go
Do
second
it.
segment and go describe. Okay, we go ahead. You can tap on it.
Just a little bit.
You can tap on it. Go
You,
ahead.
you sure you okay with it, buddy?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Don't start crying live.
I ain't
on
gonna
the
cry.
podcast. Okay, so
No, he ain't gonna cry.
when Jay did his shit, I thought he was already out of the trip, but he wasn't
Oh,
No.
yeah.
because he had his eyes open.
Oh, yeah.
He sure was.
And I was talking to him. I'm like, Jay, but he was looking straight forward, and I thought he was out of, but he was actually still in, and he kept saying, "Diamo,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Diamo.
I remember
I
that.
love you,
No,
Diamo.
no, Diamo.
Diamo.
Not
Diamo.
Diamo.
Something
Diamo.
Diamo.
And I went and looked up Diamo on
Yeah.
Google, and it was a tribe
Mm-hmm.
in Africa. And then when he came out, just so happened he really did meet
His
I'm
ancestors.
gonna let you tell it when we get back.
Yeah. You
wow.
know, we still got a
crazy.
little time, guys. But yeah, I can speak from experience and
Yeah.
shit. You know, I actually, which is why I wanted to actually ask this question. Why is it? It's a spirit molecule. We know that, right?
Yeah.
But why is it that some people will see or will be visited by their ancestors and just not go on a ride of a fucking unicorn?
That's just
Why-
that's just where the trip went.
Yeah.
You do it again, you might go ride your fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
Hey, all 3 times for me were different.
Let me ask you
See?
this. So, like you said, all 3 times were different. Can you get to the point where, like, your mindset so you know what you want to experience before you go
Absolutely
in?
not.
I think it just takes you.
They're gonna show you
it
what
takes
they
you where
want
you
you
need
to
to go.
see.
Yeah.
And then you have to apply whatever that was. You might not even understand it. Because so many times, I'll come out the thing and be like, what? And I'll find myself going, what?
And then you
then
might
I
not
bring it-
even remember it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
True.
Yeah.
Not in the moment, but it comes back
No,
to
it
you.
comes
You gonna remember that
It
shit.
come
It
back.
comes over time.
No, it comes back.
Yeah, you gonna remember that shit.
You can't forget it.
Yeah, you can't forget that shit. It's too powerful.
You didn't go deep enough to remember, sir.
I told you I was scared.
Hey, at least he admitted.
Unfrighten yourself.
You know,
I did it. You know what I'm saying?
You did. I'm
It
proud
was
of you.
like
did.
I was looking.
I'm so
I'm
proud.
gonna tell you what it looked like for me.
The kaleidoscope.
The kaleidoscope.
Yeah, you saw the colors in the tunnel.
But I was
Yeah.
standing right
But
next
you know what
to
that means?
it,
You were in the fucking
and I
waiting
could
room.
see into it, and I was just sitting there.
You could have gone deeper. You could have rolled your unicorn and
Jay
talked.
took the big boy hit.
He did.
I seen him take. I was like, "Holy shit, you really going in, bro?"
Oh, but let's talk
and
about
he really
this.
did.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about this?
Go ahead.
Okay, he was like, remember this? He was like looking to the left, and he looked to the right,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
looked at me, and then you said you felt my fear, and I was like, I wasn't scared. I was like, yes, I was. I didn't know what the fuck you was gonna do, cause you were like, I said, you all right? I said, are you? Well, I asked you a question. Are you scared? He's like, you said, are you scared? And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Jay's like,
I was
I'm
like,
scared.
Well, by the amount of the piss that's coming down my panties, I feel a little scared.
Well, y'all know people pay a lot of money to go to the
Yeah.
Amazonian rainforest
They do for these.
and get an ayahuasca
Yeah,
experience.
in
Yeah.
Netflix on that documentary called Unhealthy,
Yeah.
Unhealthy, they actually did it, and they show that church out there in Florida where you can have the trip, and then they show you're going down to Peru and you're going to pay $2,000, and you're going to have this experience and stay with us for 3 to 4 days. I'm like, back in the day, you just walk down the bag of potato chips, talking to the shaman. Next thing you know, he takes you up in the mountain and says, you need to go on this journey. And then
Right.
he turned to some people and be like, you can't go on this journey. So now it's not even control. It's like, you got the money, you're going to go. And I don't think it's for
a lot of
everybody.
people are not ready.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a fucking fact. Some people are not ready.
Yeah, Jay.
Wow.
Brother.
Just telling you, it was a very humbling experience to a degree.
Don't fight it. You cannot fight it.
Yeah, you know,
You had your guards too up.
man, if I didn't fight, I think everyone in the damn room would be murdered. You know what I'm saying?
Holy
Like,
shit.
I knew I
Does it
saw that
affect
killer in
you?
your eyes. I
Is
knew
it
it.
affecting you right now? I mean,
I mean,
No.
No,
it doesn't affect you.
I mean, not affect you like
but the
physically, but
the memory,
mentally have you.
The memory
Yeah.
was strong, yeah.
yeah, the memory is a son of a bitch, and I still think about it. Like I still see it.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, you know, but you know, you will learn some things, and I got to say this, guys, because we get ready to go to the break. But I want to say this: the thing about it is that you have all of these questions, which is they let you know, you have all these questions and different things in your mind without actually asking, and when you have this experience, it will answer
Yeah.
all of those questions.
Oh my God, yes.
Whether you like
right.
it or not.
That's true.
It will answer those questions. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about a bit of our experiences when we return.
Okay.
But I would like you guys to please, man, in the kindness of your heart, you know what I'm saying? Donate to us. Look on there, you see it on the screen and shit, Cash App us, DSB Media,
Yeah, the light's getting kind of dim.
They getting dim. And
Please show us to the light.
right, and I'm sick, guys. I
You
need
like
the
that,
vaccine shot. I need someone to pay for that shit. We
I got
need
that
help,
today.
bro.
Isn't it free?
You know what I'm saying?
Got it today.
I don't know, but people like me are probably not free. But anyway,
What,
You don't
evil
need no
people?
vaccine. You
Evil
just need some more
people?
DMT.
I know, right?
So
Right.
anyway, guys, we'll be back in just a moment.
You know what? I just remembered.
a great night.
Man, that was a great podcast.
It was a dope show.
Yeah, great. Bye, guys.
So
what you say?
Yeah, man, I have so much work to do. I have to get caught up.
Okay,
I'm
make
sorry.
sure you remember to lock the door.
I got
Be
you.
careful.
I got you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, then.
Congress, 205 Democrats asked the Supreme Court to reconsider the unworkableness of those right to abortion in Roe v. Wade 1973 and cases. They have filed a brief in the upcoming abortion case, June Medical Services versus Lee. And in today's weather, we're going to have
Bye, girl. You have a great night.
That was a good answer.
Man, that was a great podcast.
It was a dope show.
Yeah. Great. Bye, guys.
We had a good time. So what you said?
Yeah, man, I have so much work to do. I have to get caught up.
Okay,
I'm
make
sorry.
sure you remember to lock the door.
I got
Be
you.
careful.
I got you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, then.
You are listening to ASDS Radio with Dave Checkdown. We have on our Congress, 205 Republicans and 2 Democrats asked the Supreme Court to reconsider the unworkableness of those right to abortion in Roe v. Wade 1973 and cases. They have filed a brief in the upcoming abortion case due medical services versus Lee. And in today's weather, we have
Welcome back, everyone.
Hey.
I told you we was about to come back.
Oh yeah.
You know,
We wasn't going too long, was we?
no, I hope not.
I know,
hope
right?
not.
We good.
So this time, and we're talking about DMT, psychedelics, and everything like that. And we also have a couple of people that's went through it, minus the big guy, Dave, but a couple of people that went through it that's going to also share a little bit about it, as well as...
And we talking about the connection to the spirit realm.
Correct.
Psychedelics and the connection to the spirit realm, which I think there is a connection.
Thanks.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I definitely believe it. You know, in my particular experience, you know, it was different, but it was the same. It was more like everything, like the Mayan calendar, like that little. Everything kind of looked like that, and
Yeah, that little
yeah,
kaleidoscope.
Yeah,
And you know what, Jay? Hunley came out and said the same shit. Both of y'all said the same shit. Y'all said that Erica was
she was like
a Mayan goddess,
a Aztec warrior goddess or
Aztec
something
warrior
like
goddess. Both of
Yeah.
them came and told me that, and they hadn't even talked to each other.
Yeah,
Both of them said when they looked at you, they seen like an Aztec. You weren't. No, you was dressed like an Aztec goddess.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I've seen that before because I've done it in the mirror.
Somebody's nose is heavy in the microphone.
I heard it
Well,
earlier.
I know, right? I was trying to pinpoint who that was, but
I keep backing up because I know
right?
I'm nasally.
right? Okay.
You know,
It could be you.
Well, let's just rock and
Could
roll.
be. Yeah.
Just be aware of your nose, people.
I'm trying to be aware of it. So anyway, I think like this here, man. I do believe it's a real place,
Oh yeah, me too.
and I believe that when you die, there might be some things you have to answer for. So be ready for that shit. All right.
Oh yeah.
Be definitely ready for that shit. It's gonna be fun.
Well, you know,
Trust me.
a lot of people like Joe Rogan.
Mhm.
He's like a big advocate for DMT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Everybody should-
Yeah. You didn't know?
You didn't know?
He's like my favorite tough guy that I look up to.
I thought I was your favorite tough guy, Dave.
Okay, Houstonian friend, tough guy. You absolutely.
Okay. We
Oh,
rocking
Joe
with
Rogan
that.
celebrity?
We rocking with that.
I'm like, okay, I can learn a thing or two from this guy.
But yeah, Joe Rogan speaks a lot about DMT.
Right.
and his
Okay.
trip. Also, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and that made me feel really good that he went over there and didn't do no bad shit. You know.
You see how light he is now, how softened his heart has
Yeah,
become?
and
Yes,
it was
yes.
because of
DMT
the
is real.
because
It's
of
a
the
healer.
DMT.
It's a healer
Yeah.
of your soul.
yeah.
Right.
And Mike Tyson said that.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't heal me at all.
And he did the.
You're a fucking lion. Jay is lying. You cried.
He
I'm sorry.
fought.
He fought.
Yeah, he fought.
Because he was already fighting when he went in.
Yeah, I know,
Right.
right?
Oh yeah.
I did cry, guys. It was
did cry.
amazing that I cried. I couldn't even believe that shit.
I know, right? First time I seen your ass cry.
Right. No shit. You know.
Lucky I didn't go live and take a picture of your ass.
You probably felt sorry for me because I had hell happening.
I know, right?
You know.
It took me a minute to realize what was going on. Like I said, I thought you were totally out, but you was actually still in the world,
And
I didn't know it.
Then people were steady popping up in the damn room and shit.
Because you were looking over this shoulder, and later what he told me that it was one entity in my kitchen and one was in my
hallway.
bedroom.
Hallway, yeah, in the
Right.
bedroom.
And they were both
Talking
talking
to
to
him.
him at the same time.
And I was and the thing was they were speaking and I didn't understand the damn language.
They were speaking that tribe.
Yeah, the tribal language.
Right. So I'm like trying to understand what the fuck they're saying, which I believe it or not is weird because you kind of do, but
You were remembering who you were.
Yeah, you know, and the only way I can get them to understand, like, man, please follow me, because that's why they was there. Trent and Lee was there to make sure I didn't die or nothing, you know. Not that I would
You weren't
have.
gonna die.
Yeah, not that I would have, but just to make sure we all watched each other's back.
Definitely.
So I was trying to say what they were saying. And
So let me ask y'all this. So do y'all think there's any dangers in doing psychedelics like DMT? Like being stuck there? Like being too fucking enlightened? Like you stuck in that enlightened state? Are there any dangers of that?
Could inception exist if you're under DMT, under the drug influence?
I mean, can I get my question answered first?
I'm sorry.
Hold on. This feel like a big math problem.
I know.
All right, hold up.
I mean,
you said.
do you? That's just
Well, you want to know basically, can you get stuck there?
Is that's an opinion? Do you think that is possible?
No, I don't. Because the DMT, smoking that substance, it only lasts for minutes. Like you said, 30 tops, 25, 30 tops.
Yes.
Ayahuasca, which I've done 13 times, that's the brew.
Wow.
That's a ceremonial brew. And with ayahuasca, is DMT in it, but mixed with the other plant medicines, and that's a 6 to 8 hour trip.
Whoa, that's too fucking long to be tripping.
So,
please make it stop.
Way too long.
Please make it stop.
But I've come out such a better person.
Yeah.
I'm such a better person.
So
because
I want to
of
talk
these
about
trips.
this guy named Stewart.
Okay.
Stuart Little?
No, he just
No,
Stewart. He didn't want to give his last name.
Okay.
He went to university.
Y'all know who we talking about?
No,
We finna find out now.
I saw the
This
picture of him.
is a interview I seen
Okay.
online, and he was telling his experience. What he did, he accidentally spilled liquid, the acid. He spilled it on his leg and absorbed it through his skin. So what happened? He got 40 times the regular dose.
What?
40 times the regular dose of acid.
Wait, what are you talking about, acid or DMT?
Acid. We talking
Yes.
about psychedelics. We talking about all
Oh,
psychedelics.
I was thinking DMT world or something.
No,
Okay.
okay.
So what he did, he spilled acid on his leg, and he was high for 4 years.
Wow.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
That's
Not high.
intense.
He was tripping for 4 years. He said it was intense
That is insane.
for like eight months straight. He was still stuck in that world for 8 fucking months.
That's got to be a Guinness Book of World Record or something.
And he
Yeah.
said now to this day, he's still tripping. It's been 4
Yeah,
years.
there's flashbacks.
He says he still sees fractals randomly, and he says his vision is like a fuzzy, like an old black and white television. When there's no channel playing. He said that's what his vision is, a light haze of like a black and white TV.
Oh, wow.
And he still sees fractals every now and then.
Okay, so
Poor Stewart.
That's a
Wow.
different. That's
Yeah, that's different. That's
Rare.
different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Well-
it's a psychedelic.
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So listen, kids, you heard that shit. Don't do drugs. Drugs is bad.
I would
Okay.
consider acid a drug, but I wouldn't consider DMT a drug because
No, it's different.
when I did it, I wasn't high.
No, it's not. It's a
Not a high.
difference.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
I would say DMT. It depends on how much of the dosage would be considered to be lethal. Just to
I
play it safe.
don't think there's a legal.
I don't think there's a lethal limit of that one.
A lethal limit.
Yeah, I don't
because
think.
it occurs naturally in the pineal
Well,
gland.
yeah. We all produce the DMT within our brain and so forth. I'm talking about the drug. If we add in the substance, there is a certain
What substance
dosage.
are we adding?
The DMT based on the mushrooms. If you add in a little too much, you can receive some side effects. Obviously,
Maybe. I mean, I don't think.
but I'm not. But I'm not going to try to tell you no, you can't do it. I mean, it's y'all's choice.
Wait,
No, we're not telling anybody to do it.
No, we're not telling anyone to do it. Have you
Yeah.
ever done it? Have you ever tried it, David?
I will honestly say no, but I did breathe in a lot of art spray adhesive.
Oh, what the
So
fuck?
you huffing?
David?
No.
So please count me out. Count me out.
So you would do that shit, but you won't
You
do
wouldn't do-
DMT?
No, I think that was on accident. David ain't did no fucking drugs.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I did not do it, and
Yeah,
I
it was
will
an
be
accident.
very honest, and
Yeah.
you can count me out.
I promise
Why are
you.
you
Right?
scared?
I promise you, David.
No,
if
no,
you,
David-
If you do it,
No,
you'll be a
don't.
different person, bro. You'll be a different
I
person.
like David how he is, man.
I don't know. You do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you would like me insane, crazy like Deadpool.
No, I don't think it's not like that, David. It's
But
not gonna
David
drive you
is saying,
crazy.
count me out,
It's gonna
Trent.
enlighten you.
I'm just
brother.
saying.
Enlightened?
Yes,
Yeah.
enlighten
No.
you.
You don't
Why
want
are you
to.
afraid?
No. Don't go there, please.
No, I'm just asking because when you. All right, here's my thing.
I was afraid.
But here's my thing. When
Yeah.
you say I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Why? When you have to peel back the reasons why, it all leads to I'm fucking scared. I'm
Well,
fearful.
I'm gonna tell you why
So I'm
because
just curious to know why he's afraid.
I can answer for
No,
him.
you can't because you're
Yes,
not
I can.
You're not him.
Trent,
Okay.
please answer for me.
Because this is what a lot of
Right.
people fear.
What?
When I was going online looking at different videos,
Okay.
people are afraid
Of themselves.
of being stuck like that.
You're not gonna get fucking stuck. So what you afraid
Yeah.
of now?
Yeah, I was scared of that too.
Yeah, that was my fear.
But you're not
Right.
gonna get stuck.
Oh,
So
I didn't get
what else
stuck.
can you be afraid of?
Or
That's
did I
it.
get stuck?
That was enough. That was
mean-
enough.
Is that what
Hey.
you're afraid of?
No.
See, you can't answer
Okay.
for him. I told you.
Okay, you was right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will say this.
Okay,
I'm
please.
just scared of my inner subconscious demons
Of
breaking
yourself.
out.
I
Wow.
said it.
No,
Yeah, you
no.
right.
I rest
You
my
right.
case.
More of I will do more damage if
Hey,
something goes really deep and breaks.
David.
We ain't gonna let you do no fucking damage
Because
in
it's
here,
your
Yeah,
brother.
fault.
because I trust you guys.
Yeah.
But you don't trust yourself.
Wow.
That's
I
deep.
mean, I could feel him too because I don't want to like do some shit and be crying like mommy in front of
That's
everybody.
ego.
Yeah.
That's ego.
No, but we spoke about that outside before
Yeah,
it
I
even
know.
happened.
Gotta
He
have
was all
ego.
tight.
No, more
Turn
more
into
of,
a child
yeah,
in front of
more of
everybody.
my
and
mind
shit.
snapping into two.
Hey, no, I was afraid. I was afraid. Look, I spent 22 years in the military, and I didn't have the best of childhoods.
Right.
I was always trying to find some drugs to escape,
Right.
whether it was alcohol, huffing gasoline, paint, marijuana, LSD, cocaine, heroin,
Goddamn.
opium. I've been
You
through
can stop
man.
4
anytime
different
now.
rehabs, alcohol, but you know what? At the end of the day, I was always trying to search for me, and
Yeah.
I was scared of the DMT. I was scared.
Yeah, I
was
was
afraid
too.
of what I was going to see, but when I came out of it, it healed me.
Yep.
Like it let so much
Thank
go.
you.
Like
Thank
it
you,
took a
brother.
lot of my depression away.
Yep.
It took away my suicidal ideations. I sleep better now.
Yep.
I feel better now. I have more clarity. I've been clear since my first experience, and it's still moving me. I'm still remembering some of the things I've seen, and,
Yeah.
and it's helping me.
Wow.
And I found it very spiritual, like Eric is calling it. It's
Yes.
very spiritual.
Yes, it's a healer. It's
Yeah.
healer.
And then what I heard a lot of people say after doing DMT, no more fear of death.
No more.
At
I've
all.
never.
You just like,
But,
oh,
Trent, do you remember this though?
What's that?
When Lee took it, and I still have the video. Lee turned and looked at us and said, "This is not real. Did y'all set this
He
up?
said that y'all
Yeah.
set this up.
Yeah, did y'all set this up?
Yeah.
This can't be real."
This can't be real.
Because it's just intense. Hey, Jay, you should share that video with everybody here, or even up there.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay.
Well,
I have permission.
I don't want to share it, but it was something good.
it was
though.
personal for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
But I
Yes.
have my brothers and my sister there, so I felt all right.
I will say this, not to play devil's advocate, according to the medical science part of the aspect, but please practice DMT responsibly. I'm going to say this. At higher doses, DMT can cause seizures, respiratory arrest, and a coma. But for the mental part, if you take too much, I'm just saying out of the medical part, you can argue with these guys. It's called medicalnewstoday.com. It can get you schizophrenia if you take too much of it.
Okay.
Well, too much of anything is bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I drink a shit ton of soda.
I
I am
think
fucked
too
up.
much coffee can give you schizophrenia and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So too much of anything is bad.
So I want to go back to Mike Tyson.
Right.
So
Go ahead.
he described his DMT trip. He said it was the death of his ego.
You have to have
It kills your
there.
ego.
Yep.
It really does kill
If
it.
you
Pride.
let it, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
If
know.
you let it.
It
He
kills
said
the
it, he
pride.
said it was life changing.
Yes.
He said he felt like he was born again.
Yeah.
Born again. Absolutely.
And when the guy was interviewing him, he actually got emotional describing his trip.
Yes, it's beautiful.
He started crying describing his trip, just remembering his trip from years
And you
ago.
know what? He didn't give no fucks about saying people gonna call me a this and that
Exactly.
because
Hell no, 'cause
oh
you don't
my
care
no,
anymore.
it doesn't. You don't care.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
doesn't.
It's not what this life is about.
It's not important. Once you see, like, I don't know. For me, when I saw it, I realized none of this was real.
It's not.
I realized that this world was. I can't remember if it was Aristotle, Socrates, or Homer. One of them said that, there's a real world here, right in front of our eyes. If we could just peel back the veil and see it, and I saw
That's
it.
what DMT does.
Yes,
And
peels back the
when
veil.
you
Peels that
see
veil
you
back.
see that perfection, you realize here, all these things you're worried about don't matter anymore.
Don't
because
fucking
you
matter.
see what's going to happen next. Like when I was in a room full of answers, all the answers are there. I was like, man, this is every question I've ever wanted to I've even thought about, from diseases to life. Where am I going? What's going to happen? And you know what? Even though I had the answers in my hand, it wasn't important. I didn't even bring it back because this existence was but a moment. This existence is just it's fleeting, and it seems so long to us while we're experiencing it. When you're over there, you realize the importance of what's going on here is not what you. It's no longer important over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
It's very real because it's when you're over there. It's exactly what you said, like the two different worlds.
Yeah.
And my part of not believing, I'm telling the people that's there in that particular world, I'm telling them, look, I know you're fucking with my head. So it made me more angry.
It's so crazy for you to even
That's
say
where
that.
you fucked up.
Well,
That's
I'm
when you
just saying.
fucked up.
That's Jay's
Right.
nature, though.
I'm just saying.
I was
right?
feeling that.
So it
Why
made
would you
me
do
it made me angry.
who
So
Jay is.
in my mind, this is all in my brain. I created this for you, and you're telling me that this shit is real. So I have to do battle with you to prove that where I am right now is the real place, and where you are is just a figment of my imagination.
Nope.
And that's how that's when Jay knew he fucked up.
Wow. Well, you know that using DMT, it makes your brain produce more gamma waves.
Wow.
Like the shit that was on the Hulk.
Exactly. Damn, we on the same level, bro.
Hell yeah.
I bet
So,
that's why Hulk
gamma,
was
gamma
happy.
waves are associated with higher level cognition and peak concentration.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you're doing yoga or
And
meditating.
I
writing.
meditate better.
Yeah.
I've been writing out my
Yeah,
ass.
I write better. It lifted a lot of writing blocks for me.
And it just so happens, like Jay says, gamma waves was the shit that turned the Incredible Hulk into the Hulk.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because he tapped into
That
his
is
power.
crazy. Yeah, hell
His
yeah.
power.
That right there is another thing.
Yeah.
You feel so much power. Like you could destroy this whole, you feel like you could just destroy everything. And that's like what you think that they're telling you to do.
Is that how you feel?
That was you.
That
That was
was-
your trip.
That was
Well,
his
no.
trip.
I
Yeah.
never thought
No,
I'm
it's-
powerful and I'm going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
Well,
it's
that's
not
probably
that.
how I would feel if it gets tapped in
It's
subconsciously.
not like that, guys. It's
Okay.
more like the destruction of that particular world. You could destroy it. You were a god in that world. That's how it felt. You
You're
know.
a god in this world.
What? Yeah. But I'm just saying the destruction. It's because I guess it was more or less like I know that this is happening because it's in my brain.
Yeah.
I can control my brain, and I won't let no substance or anything else control it for me.
So can we do this?
Okay.
We'll do it again?
No. Yeah, eventually. But the people on the panel that have done it, in one sentence, how would you describe it? Starting with Erica.
Well, I got a nigga thing.
You gotta be first. You got the most experiences.
Yeah, one
Why
one
wouldn't I be
sentence.
last?
One sentence. Okay, you be last.
Yeah.
Hunley.
Man, you seen that scene in The Matrix where Keanu Reeves
That's
is
one
standing
sentence
Yeah,
right
he
there.
and he's like guns, and the
That's
whole
a
room's
question.
like guns. It's like that for me.
Hold on, say that again.
Remember he was in the white room and he goes guns and all the
Okay.
guns show up. It's like
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, cool. One sentence.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's not a sentence.
Part 3.
Interesting.
That's a phrase.
Wow.
That's a sentence.
And I'll go with reality being ripped apart and reformed right in front of you.
Yeah.
Erica. Don't.
It's crazy. Let me tell you why I'm apprehensive. It's
What's
only
that?
because I've had so many trips and they all were so different. Okay. DMT in a sentence.
One sentence.
Okay, fuck. So tough.
Shamalama ding dong.
Oh no, ain't no ding dong. I'm giving it right. Okay.
Wow.
An ongoing rebirth of the soul's.
You getting poetic.
I'm just telling you what the fuck it is.
Okay.
It is a form of poetry.
It's for me. It's an ongoing rebirth of the soul's evolution.
Damn.
That's what the fuck it is.
Can we get a drum roll?
Ongoing rebirth of the soul's solution.
All right.
Evolution.
Right,
That's what
right.
It is.
You know,
That's what it is. I mean,
here I gotta say. Here go the thing. It's good that you put it that way because in my mind, this is what I feel. I feel that we're all here for a purpose, and I feel like we've been here multiple times before.
Times.
All right, and I think the DMT kind of gets you into that particular zone.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I'm sitting there saying, this is probably an ancestor that I saw, and it might not have been. It might have been different versions of myself from different time period or parallel different universes. Okay,
That's possible.
all speaking to myself.
Wow, that's incredible because I seen a video like that
That's possible.
for
That's
real?
very possible.
where this guy was describing his trip and he was saying that it was a female. She was describing her trip and she was saying she was standing next to herself as a youngster, herself in her current time, herself in the future, and she could see and feel through all of their eyes at the same fucking
This is DMT
time.
intake.
DMT.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's
So
Yeah.
that's what I had broke it down in my mind, that maybe that those entities that I was
Different cells.
are different selves of myself.
Yeah.
right.
You know.
might
And
have
they were
been.
all angry though. What the fuck?
I know, right?
Get it
I don't
together,
think they
Jay.
were angry. I think
They were want to fight.
I don't know. I think Jay perceived them in the wrong way because, like you say, he was ready to fight. He was. Yeah.
They were just probably like, "Hey, you don't have to do this. You can blah, 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 blah,
They
blah,
just had to
whatever
show him. I think they
language
just
were
had to show him, like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you
It's another way.
don't play with us.
Right.
Right. I mean,
know what I'm saying?
that could be it. But here's the thing about it: it could be beautiful because once you understand that there's multiple versions of reality, all right? Because some people, now believe it or not, some people don't believe in that.
Well, I mean, you're saying that, but I don't know about multiple versions. I think it's probably shit that's there, and we can't perceive it.
That within itself is a different version.
I think it's probably already there. We just don't have the ability to perceive that
There's
shit.
a lot of them. So
Yeah.
there's multiple.
It's
Right.
probably shit here.
I mean, but
With
but,
us
but,
right
but,
now.
but that's right. But it's
Yeah.
still different versions.
Yeah.
So we don't see it. People, it's when you realize that, it almost feels enlightening. You just want to let go. It's like you're not worried. Like we
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, you're not worried about anything because it's so many.
Yeah.
It's so many.
Okay.
You know, it's just one of those things. And also, I gotta say, when y'all was saying something about this, it made me think, what if David's right? What if I took too big of a fucking hit, and right now I'm probably on the sofa and everyone's like, oh my God, pumping my heart, and this shit is all in my fucking head.
Shut up! No, you're not.
I don't think
You
so.
took the same motherfucking amount as everybody else.
It's like,
I knew what I was doing when I administered.
okay.
Exactly. Okay, so this is what I want to ask. Why the 3 hits? Why 3? What's up with
The
that
number
3?
of completion,
Yeah.
biblically speaking.
Because you can't break through unless you take 3 hits.
I had
But
4.
I didn't take 3.
That's when I
Holy
went on my
shit.
journey of living that other life.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I just want to know what's the significance with 3?
And I didn't take 3. Remember, I only took 2.
Yeah, you only took 2, but your second one was like
Heavy.
And you
heavy.
held it in longer.
Yeah,
if you
you
hold it
did.
in longer,
Yeah.
it can be equivalent to a whole hit.
Oh, wow.
I honestly cannot answer that.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe, I can't answer it with a guarantee, but maybe it is because, okay, 1 is like, okay, now it's in you, but then 2 is like, okay, now it's really getting, then 3 is like, hold on to your
Nah,
veins.
it's on you.
You know, now then your veins start doing stuff. You're like,
know, right?
oh shit, I'm fading
you.
away.
It's in you. It's on you.
Then you go.
Right.
So you actually getting physical, moving around too?
That's just
No,
me. That was me being extra.
Like this
I'm
now.
extra. How you doing? But no, it's just that's what it feels like within you. It's like, oh, you can feel you're reconstructing your DNA is what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
And what's that puzzled look from David?
Reconstruction DNA.
You're reconstructing who you are. It's like you're
Probably the spiritual, the mental side.
Yeah, but even when you come out, damn, we're gonna need a whole nother show to talk about what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, we just got to get him some DMT and he'll know.
So y'all heard of the comedian Shane Moss?
Yes.
Well,
Sounds
anyway,
familiar.
he had a DMT trip,
Okay.
and he said he was combative like Jay, and
There
he
you
said all of a sudden he was transported to a 50s style kitchen, like a 1950s kitchen, and he's watching his young self like he was on a movie set. You know what I'm saying? And there was a purple woman there
Purple woman.
that he befriended in the DMT realm. And so, you know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't shit. So his friend actually did DMT on a separate occasion. And when his friend went in, when he came back, the first thing he said was, the purple woman told me to tell you hi.
Oh, I got you.
Wow.
And he said
got
that shit
chills.
fucked him up. He said he just looked at him like, wow. You know what I'm
mad
saying?
chills.
I had confirmation, Trent, too, because like even though I had a supply, I'd only done it 3 times.
Yeah.
And I'd taken more friends on the journey than myself because I
Okay.
didn't feel like it was the right time. Even
Yeah.
now, I still don't feel like it's my time to do it again. I'm still processing.
Yeah.
And when my friend went under, he asked me to go with him because he had that fear. Everyone has that fear the first time. When I went under, I didn't take so heavy. I was just touching the edges. Like that second, it was a little into the third hit. And I looked over at him, and I saw these faces flashing across his. I've known him for thousands of years, and that's what I
Wow.
felt.
Yeah.
But what really amazed me was he had this armor, like this crystalline armor, like across his body, this helmet. I described his helmet. He had these crystalline wings, and I was like, the only thing I can compare it to was what I would consider looking like an angel.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So I tell him about this. And he goes, wow. Because when he was under, he said, I saw this crystal city.
Yeah.
And I was told I was a warrior.
Wow.
And everyone had wings. Then, okay, so the confirmation comes months later. 4 months later, he's actually out at Trader's Village picking up some beads because he was doing a job out there. And he got approached by this spiritualist who does Reiki, like one of those Reiki masters.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his first name, but his last name's Og. He's related to the DA, District Attorney Kim Og. And the guy came up to him and he said, wow, you know, you're a natural healer. You have this energy. He said, I'd like to do a session for you. And he's like, oh, that's great. So when the Reiki master did the session, he was saying, have you ever seen your true self? You have this crystalline armor.
Oh, wow.
And he starts describing the helmet. And my friend was like, oh, my God, Lee told me that.
Wow.
I saw it.
Real.
And I also saw something physical, maybe because, like, when he was taking his hits, I would take the end of it. So it wasn't, like, just eking out. So maybe I was a little under. But I was looking at his eyes because I was being his guy, just like Eric had done for me, you know, the first time I'd ever. Because you got to be there. You got to show your support.
Yeah.
And I was looking in his eyes, and I saw a ring of fire around his pupils, right?
Okay.
And I thought maybe I'm just seeing things. He comes out and he goes like, Lee, I was looking at this ball of fire, and I was like, oh, and I was like, dude, shush! I saw that.
Whoa.
I saw that sitting on the
Wow.
couch next to you.
Got chills.
I saw it,
Damn.
and so I know what we're seeing under that influence, whether it's in this plane of existence or not. For me, it's real.
Wow.
It's real.
That's
It's so fucking
incredible.
real, yeah.
Blew my mind.
That is fucking
I don't want to go
incredible.
back.
I know because you
That's
got some
fair.
shit to take care of when you go back, bro.
Yeah, I know. No
You wouldn't
shit.
even go to the
you
same
got some
place.
people upset with you. You know what I'm saying? When
But
you
Trent,
get there.
he wouldn't go to the same place.
Jay, I haven't been to the
Yeah.
same place.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That would be your
Not
unicorn.
once.
It might be your unicorn
Shoot,
next time.
that unicorn might run up and buck you and throw
I'm
you
going
on the
back.
back. It's time
I'm
to
going
go.
back.
Hey,
I'm going back at least once because I told you I was scared the first time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
way in.
Yeah, I'll go back too. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
but check
Hey,
this
we're
out.
gonna have
check
to
this
have a
out.
follow-up
You
show.
You said that you're under the weather, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say you were to go back, tonight. And
Oh shit!
if you did, and you came out, you wouldn't be sick no more.
Wow.
I promise you wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't be me no more.
You'll
Erica,
be
you
you, but a
scared
better
me.
you.
Jay's gonna bring back his
I'm
doppelganger.
just saying,
I know.
hypothetically
She said, "Oh,
speaking.
tonight."
Yeah,
Right.
like let's say we go back tonight, right?
Okay,
Woody
so,
Woodpecker sound.
so y'all know on Comedy Central, there's a show called Tales from the Trip.
No.
Tales from the Trip.
What?
No, I didn't know
It
that.
sounds like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, but
The crypt.
yeah, obviously.
It's a play on
Tales
it.
from the Trip, and it's different celebrities describing their psychedelic trips.
I ain't know
Wow.
nothing about
Wow.
that.
That's
So
Wow.
you can
Cool.
actually search it up on YouTube.
So we should get
Now,
paid
I'm
for
not
doing
telling
this.
y'all to go do DMT. I'm just saying you
Oh,
can do
no.
your research on YouTube.
It's a
you know
choice.
What I'm saying?
Well, speaking of doing DMT, I did find the pro effects of DMT. However, if you use the right dosage for therapeutic healing purposes
What it
under the medical profession, this is discovered in the 1970s. Some research has shown that these substances did help people with such mental disorders, such as obsessive compulsive disorder (OCD), post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD), alcoholism, depression,
Yeah,
and
amen
cluster
to that.
headaches.
Amen to the
What was the last
PTSD.
Cluster headaches.
Cluster who?
Dave Bond has spoken.
Headaches.
Headaches.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, like you're having a headache.
Head dicks.
Oh,
I can attest to the PTSD.
yeah.
Yes.
I can attest to the PTSD.
I think the DMT did
Okay,
work to
let
make
me
a
ask y'all
breakthrough
that.
for you, Mr.
So do y'all
Rosenberry.
think the Bible?
That's a whole nother show.
Do y'all think the Bible?
Was written by somebody who was under DMT influence?
Do y'all think that could have been somebody's trip?
Possible.
No.
I could give a possible theory on this one. I would say for somebody who had a near-death experience and experienced
Yeah.
the DMT within the brain, they were able to write down the facts on the Bible or get inspired to say some things into the Bible based on that experience.
Say that shit again because I didn't understand.
Okay,
it.
what
break it down
no,
and
no,
nail
no,
it.
no. Let me
Wanna
Tell
handle
Tubby
this?
that
Yes,
down.
let me
Barney,
say it.
break it down.
Let me say it. He said, yes, Trent.
Okay.
That's what he said.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
I
exactly
think so too because we go back to like I said, Jacob wrestling in the in
Exactly.
Peniel with God.
Yeah, the fact that he saw the beast come out of the damn water and different things. The angel.
What about
stepping
Enoch?
one? You know,
Enoch, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Right.
This all
So
could have been in that realm.
He saw
all
that
could have
many,
been in that realm.
Wow.
Well, I tell you what. In this realm, we have to take a break. Okay.
Exactly.
So
Let's do
we'll
this.
be back in just a little bit. Out of here.
Take a little DMT break. Just joking.
a great night.
That was a good answer.
Man, that was a great podcast.
It was a dope show.
Yeah, great. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
good time. So what you say?
Yeah, man, I have so much work to do. I have to get caught up.
Okay,
I'm
make
sorry.
sure you remember to lock the door.
I got
Be
you.
careful.
I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, babe.
You are listening to ASDS Radio with Dmt Psychadelics. We have on Congress, 205 Republicans and 2 Democrats asked the Supreme Court to reconsider the unworkableness of those right to abortion and Roe v. Wade 1973 in cases. They have filed a brief in the upcoming abortion case due medical services versus Lee. And in today's weather, we're going to have
what up?
Hey, we back already.
Oh yeah.
This is our last segment, guys, and we're going to be
Hey.
talking a bit more about it. It's almost like when you take that very first hit, that third hit, all of a sudden,
Right.
yeah.
Damn, I thought I was on DMT for a second, bro. You caught me off guard.
Yeah,
you caught me
it's-
off
That
guard.
is
just-
true.
Sounds like if it was a part of the Pink Floyd universe.
And they're on it. They know.
Right. And so the truth is, it's just like in that movie Get Out.
Yeah.
When that woman spins the little thing and she say sink.
Oh yeah, he couldn't do anything about it but sink.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, okay, exactly.
wow.
That's why
And that's what they described, that tunnel, because you do get sucked through this
Yeah.
particular tunnel. We
Yeah.
all go through the same damn tunnel.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
His
another reason
birth.
why I say it's
Yeah.
real.
Hey, but also if you look at that tunnel and the description of people's DMT experiences, if you read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, it's exactly the same.
Yes.
The whole journey in is exactly
told
the
me
same.
about that.
Everything that you experience on DMT, you can almost go line for line to the Tibetan Book of the Dead minus the actual vision that is personal to you.
Well, the Book of the Dead is actually Egyptian.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the tunnel and everything's described in there. The way you
yeah.
come in, the people, the voices, it's all there.
You see a lot of that
Wait,
too
wait,
with
what?
near-death experiences.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the
absolutely.
same thing.
Yeah.
When you talk about
Because-
the DMT release.
Yeah, I've heard that, when you have the near-death experience, that's when you feel like your body releases all those chemicals and you get that same experience.
It's kind of like when you were a kid, you used to be able to dream and
Yeah.
fly. And stuff.
Yeah.
Control them.
Because you're really there. You're really there. For it.
Well, y'all know that there's actually a lot of studies going on by neuroscientists right now because they're saying that DMT has healing aspects
Yeah.
Yes.
to mental illnesses.
Oh, the mental. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's helped my anxiety and PTSD, so I can attest to that
Help my
personally.
Cool.
anxiety
Cool.
and my anger.
Right?
Really?
So,
I
shit.
used to be an angry bitch.
Wait,
Yeah, it helped mine
So that's
too.
why you're telling me that the DMT may work for me because of the anger issues.
It might.
I have a generational,
No, because of the mental issues,
Mental.
not the anger.
but that is mental.
Well,
When you
okay.
think about it.
Yeah, it
but,
is.
But
Yeah.
it's mental combined. That's why I was talking about the DNA reconstruction because angry people. You have to think about it. Are your parents angry or people in your family?
Very angry.
Generational curses.
Yes.
DMT, you're breaking
Depression,
the fucking curse.
alcoholism, mental abuse, psychological abuse.
You could break the curse.
Physical abuse?
Yeah.
Sexual?
I
Yeah.
had
No,
sexual-
no. Don't answer, David. Don't answer. That's another podcast.
That's a whole nother But it's a healer of all these things.
I know, right? It'll
Let,
heal
let
all
her
that
speak.
shit.
Let her go
It's
on.
just, I'm just saying it's a healer
Yeah.
of all those things.
Right.
And even during the break, I was sharing alcoholism. It can take, it reconstructs who you are, who you are, who you've been. And it brings about this new
Person.
person. So I won't say soul.
Okay.
It's like it sheds away all this garbage, and you just really, you're reconstructing, you're
Right, right.
resurrected.
Yeah, I
You're
gotta-
a better person.
I concur with Erica. Like when you come out of it, after when you process it, you realize so many things here that bother you, that worry you,
Yeah.
that get under your skin are not
Don't
important
even
anymore.
not even
fucking
important.
It doesn't even
matter.
mess with
Doesn't
you.
matter.
It's like water off the duck's back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dirt off your shoulders.
Wow.
It's gone.
So I want to bring this up.
Yeah.
So there's this neuroscientist, Dr. Michelle Moss. She actually tried DMT,
Okay.
and she described it as first falling,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
turned into floating.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it said the last experience she remembered was sitting at the Last Supper.
Wow. That's
Okay,
impressive.
wait a minute,
Gnarly.
wait a minute. What the fuck?
And she said, as a neuroscientist, she tried to rationalize the shit.
Okay.
And she said there was no way to
There's no
rationalize
words.
it. She was
She was
definitely
there.
in another place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely it
Wow.
configured within the subconscious, within the chemicals of the brain.
Yeah. What he said.
Fabulously.
He just said yes.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's just like, hey, it's just like we did. Remember when we were asking about it before our experiences, the three of us?
Yeah.
And when me, Trent, and Jay, before we went there, we were asking Erica, and it was kind of like she's like, you just got to try it. You'll understand. And she was trying to describe it. And it was beautiful, but there were no
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
And then while we were all under, the first thing we said is, I understand.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, yeah. And every person I've had an experience with since that I've guided on a journey since, because she's coached me, they say the same thing. I understand. I know.
I get it, or I get it.
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
And it's profound.
And not to mention, you have so many fucking questions, and they're being answered right in front of
It's
you.
so quick. It's like,
Yeah,
boop, 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 boop.
every question is like
Yeah.
being answered right there. Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And
you
really,
know?
really, what you need to do is take that cosmic wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
that spiritual guidance, and apply it to your life. So these answers that you're getting, these, as I call them, downloads, I take these downloads, but the key is to bring it back to this realm, to this
Right.
physical realm, and apply it to your life that you're living today.
Okay, so we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I want to ask, we talked about the good trip.
Yeah.
What about the bad trip?
I've never had. a
Oh,
I have
never had a
I-
bad trip.
I have it on DMT. I've had it on LSD, and I've
Okay.
had bad trips on psilocybins, mushrooms.
You mind going in talking about it?
Yeah, the first time I ever took LSD, I was 16 years old. My friends and us all planned to drop, as they call it, actually take the hit. And we had Black Pyramid gel. And this was, good Lord, 95, 94.
Damn.
And we were all deciding to do this, but I was impatient. I've always been impatient, hyperactive. So I was like, I'm just going to take this shit, And my cousin had gone to bed. My brother had gone to bed. And I shared a room with my brother. And I took my hit of acid, and I'm thinking, like, nothing's happening. I didn't know it was 45 minutes before it kicked in.
Yeah.
So I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth because my aunt was yelling at me going, Lee, you need to go to bed to go to school tomorrow. She's Korean. I'm not picking on her. She's Korean.
Bro, I can feel
So-
your pain there.
So I'm standing in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and all of a sudden the ceiling just shot up into infamy. And I fell back in the bathtub because the room got so big, and it threw off my equilibrium.
Yes.
I fell in the bathtub, forgot I had arms, couldn't get out of the bathtub. My cousin comes walking in, pulls me out of the bathtub, and I'm like, I just got to go to bed. So I go to my room because it was so overwhelming. I buried my face in the pillow. And at first all I saw was darkness. Then all these colors and lights started kaleidoscoping. And it was like all these cat digital faces going, meow, 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 meow. So I kept pushing my face in the pillow.
Wow.
The lights are out in the room. My cousin, like 2 days prior, had drawn like two eyes and some sharp teeth on the wall.
Yeah.
And a shadow was coming through the window, and it was hitting it just right, and it came alive. And it was like, what are you doing, little boy?
Wow.
Like, where the wild
And
things
so
are.
this was on what?
On Black Pyramid gel, LSD, acid.
Okay, so I just
stay
put
away
Damn.
from that shit.
I just put a pin in.
But hey,
Don't try this.
Don't
He was
try that
16
shit
years
exactly.
old,
Yeah.
y'all.
So
16.
and I'm looking down at my brother on the floor because I'm trying to get his attention because I'm like, yo, dude, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
And I looked down at him, and his ears started elongating. He had fangs. His eyes were open and red and glowing at me. I was like, oh my god! And I didn't realize it, but I was raising a fist ready to strike him.
Wow.
And I was like, I gotta do something else.
So that seems totally different from
Yeah,
DMT.
totally different. And so I turned on the Sega Genesis, and happened to be Toe Jam and Earl's in there, which was a terrible idea because that's a very psychedelic-looking
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
game. And all of a sudden, Toe Jam's walking, and he turns and looks at the screen and goes, and I was like,
you to
I
come in?
walked into the screen, and I was gone. I was in the world of Toe Jam and Earl for the next 5 hours.
So what he was saying for our listeners who can't see us, he just said Toe Jam and Earl just invited him through the screen.
I never wanted to do acid again, and 6 experiences later, I knew I was right.
Let me ask you
Wow.
Every time.
Just a quick question here. So, I mean, as we're looking at different things, say spiritualism, good,
Yeah.
evil, we've talked about before a lot in the past. Isn't the DMT opening this up to a good thing, and maybe some of these other ones are just a Antichrist type of opposite of that? That's just opens up to bad things.
I've never had a good experience personally on
I don't
LSD.
understand.
I've had good experiences on psilocybin mushrooms.
Right.
I've always had an amazing experience on DMT.
I believe in all of these substances, it's all about your intent or even how you are going into it. So when on your LSD trips, how are you going into it? Are you just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna do it?
No,
Or-
I'm going into it thinking this is going to be awesome.
I'm so sorry.
And it's terrifying every
She's like,
time.
I'm so sorry.
I don't
So
understand.
you've had good trips.
Let me tell you, I've encountered LSD/acid, and because I'm very daredevilish, and it was
Free
presented.
spirit.
Free spirit. Okay, I like that. Thank you. Bless you. It was presented to me on a Halloween night some years ago, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So after I did it, I started. I felt things. I saw the first thing, the vibrations of everything, and I started decoding where I was. I was at a Halloween party, and I was decoding a painting.
Wow.
And in the painting, you would think with these eyes, not LSD eyes, there's just a mother holding her child. But on LSD eyes, the mother's holding this badass motherfucking child. The child's like this, a demon baby, and in her dress were words. It was. I was decoding stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I would never have seen this had I not been on acid.
Yeah.
So and then after that,
Are you happy that you saw that shit?
yes,
Really?
because
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like gore. I'm weird, okay?
Okay.
I like stuff that
Jay's weird.
that you
too.
can
Me too.
peel back I like to break the illusion of things. That's
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
whether it's relationships, whatever it is.
Right,
I
right.
like to peel back the illusion of stuff. So with that, I even was like peeling back the illusion of people's character and who they were. So I was looking, I was like, oh my God. So it really, my third eye was like, brrr, like you couldn't pass no shit on me. Another trip was, that was a lot of stuff, but another trip was I was communicating with the stars and I was actually able to move them and shift them around within the sky. And while that was happening, I heard a symphony playing. And then every word I tried to talk to my friend I was doing, I was like, hey, I think we should go downstairs.
Oh, she turned into a musical.
Everything was a musical.
Right.
Everything was a musical. And even we were on the, what do you call the things that's at the top of the building? Oh, a roof.
Yeah.
This Hennessy's working. So oh, it's Jack Daniel, I forgot. So anyway, so on the top of the roof, I wasn't on top of the roof anymore. I was on a Broadway stage.
Wow.
And I started spinning around and singing everything. And I was just like a Broadway musical. And
Sing
I
one
heard,
of those notes right quick that you sung at that musical.
oh man, it was it was opera, and then I was like, I know what it was. That was one towards the end, but it was
Yeah.
a song that I kept singing, and it was called Bumps and Bruises, and I kept saying, and through the bumps and the bruises, like I was singing out of my soul.
Okay, I want to ask these guys, Jay and Hunley, do y'all remember the melodies that she was singing when she came out of her trip? It wasn't a song.
It was more like a.
You just started hitting melodies,
She was hitting like these
and
pitches.
I just started feeling like a flower child. I was just like, yeah.
I've seen her
But
do it
for
more
real,
than once, but
yeah,
describe it
you-
is hard.
You,
but
you immediately came out and went into hit. You weren't singing, you were hitting tones.
she was like, huh?
yeah, that
She
shit was
came
so
out,
beautiful.
yeah. It was beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pure coming out of her. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
it was like a beautiful sound just radiating out of you. And that was the second time I've seen it twice now. You don't remember that one time?
Yeah.
When I had to drive you home and you're like, hey, you mind? I was like, yeah, not a problem. I got
Right,
you.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
watch you. I got your back.
Exactly.
Damn. You never know what's gonna happen. I never
Yeah.
know. But what I do know is that these psychedelic trips, whether it was LSD, DMT, PCP. I'm not lying. I'm just joking. I had that.
Don't fuck with the
No, I'm just
PCP.
joking. That was a joke. Hey, that was a joke. I was just doing. I should have said ABC.
I know,
but
right?
The thing is, it always brings something out of me melodically, and
Yeah.
it's like I tap into this being of who I am on a musical note.
Okay, well, I
level.
want to share one of my experiences. I don't know if this was considered a psychedelic. I think it was X. I was on ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
That's like psychedelic's little cousin.
That's like psychedelics, little cousin.
You know what I'm
Be
saying?
careful when you take that. I saw someone had seizures on it.
Okay.
By real life.
Okay, so I went to a fucking club.
Okay,
It-
let's
it
put
was-
it this way. I saw 4 officers pin down a 14-year-old who took too much X, and he was literally vomiting.
Was
and
that on
spewing
Cops?
Out. No, it was at.
Okay, well, let me finish
it was
my
at a
story.
club.
Let me finish my story. So, I took this ecstasy, you know what I'm saying? It was probably one of my first time. Well, my first time, but it was around my first time doing it. So,
So it was a second time.
I don't know, maybe third. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm at this club. It's not my type of club that I usually go to. It was a rave.
Right.
Oh, I love those.
So,
Raves.
I'm sitting next to the speaker, and the shit finally kicked in.
Oh, it kicks in your heart.
And I hear boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, I feel everybody staring at me.
Were they
Yep.
staring?
I don't even think so. You know, not, in hindsight, I don't think
They
so.
weren't. You
But
felt
I
their
started
energy.
feeling like
You felt their
everybody.
energy.
I
It was
felt
in
like
your head,
everybody
man.
was staring at
Yeah.
me. Then all of a sudden, I swear I heard an eagle like swoop by the back of my head. I'm like, oh
boy.
shit! Everybody's looking at me. I had to go outside and breathe.
outside.
It was
nature.
overwhelming.
I had to leave. I
was
actually
overwhelming.
started feeling sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel better when you got outside?
I did.
Let me tell y'all something.
Yeah.
For those who's listening and watching,
The-
anything
it was
you do.
But I just want to say
nature.
it was the combination of the music,
Yeah.
It was
too much.
intense, the
It was
vibration.
intense.
the rave music, the boom, 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 and the fucking drug. Man, I had to get the
Nature,
fuck
going
out of there.
outside is always a healing mechanism. That's all.
Yeah, grounding.
Yes.
That's
Grounding
what they
yourself.
call it. Take
Yeah.
your shoes off, your socks, actually touch the earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
It'll
right.
ground you.
Ground yourself.
Oh, but speaking on that earlier, Erica was
Yeah.
saying, when you're under DMT, everything's alive. If it's real wood,
Oh, that
you
shit gonna
see it.
move.
Like
And then-
like your homegirl fell in love with my banana tree.
yeah. But you also see like Fibonacci sequences, like you were talking about the fractals and
Fractals.
stuff,
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah.
connected. I saw those patterns on the floor, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I saw him too and was
Stop,
freaking
yeah.
out like, what the fuck?
I saw your
I
eyes.
thought they were
And,
beautiful.
and they were moving in different ways. It was
Yeah.
so weird. Yeah, that shit was.
And there was like this
I kept telling you
chime
to
in
close your eyes.
music.
yeah.
Close your eyes.
Well, I had closed my eyes, but once I stopped and I fell, whoop, it was like my eyes just, I had to open, I had to see
Sometimes you
this
don't
shit.
know your eyes are open or closed. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about?
Right,
Isn't that
right.
crazy?
It
so,
was,
so there's different forms of psychedelics. Y'all, we know any different forms besides DMT and
I heard salvia,
salvia.
Yeah.
There's peyote. I heard
peyote. Yeah.
peyote.
There's also
Chunga.
pulque.
Chunga.
You ever heard of pulque? It's
Pulque.
Pulque is like a very concentrated form of mezcal and like ayahuasca plant, and it's more like a jelly. And apparently, when you drink that, whoo, you're gone.
Okay.
And some of them you can actually talk to your past loved ones that have gone.
Wow.
Oh, and then there's that frog.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
toad.
The
That's the
toad.
one. That's the one Mike Tyson did.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
licked.
know
It
that.
actually
toad.
contains DMT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Frog
heard.
licking.
I've heard that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Look at David.
Is that the one where
Well,
is it they
I
lick
was-
the frog? Is that where they lick the frog?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lick
Yeah.
the frog.
And I never done that.
Well,
I
he
have friends
actually smoked a joint
Yeah,
laced
you can
with
get the liquid, that milky liquid off the
off
back,
the
and put it
frog.
on the
Yeah,
joint.
you squeeze
Yeah.
the frog, and I guess
I love it. No,
I
Trey,
know,
you're
right?
right. Trey, you're right. It just sounds funny. I'm
I know.
gonna squeeze this frog right here.
Frog juice on that shit.
Put a little thing on it. There we go. Frog juice.
some hot sauce.
What was David? I'm interested in what David was about to say
what you
though.
about to do?
Well,
Seriously.
I was just researching,
see.
in my personal interest of the field of the arts, how psychedelics
no, he's saying he's looking it up. Go ahead.
Okay.
I love it.
psychedelics may offer artists a creative boost. Okay,
Yeah.
this is just one
Yeah,
perspective
that's true.
whatsoever.
That's true.
Right.
But according to what the artists they would perceive in their vivid memory when they go through a DMT and then they paint it, they mostly go into patterns, multiple rainbow
Yeah.
stuff. Sometimes it may not be, like cellular structures that they
Well,
paint.
David, have you seen the DMT art?
Oh,
Yes,
it's
I'm actually
amazing.
looking it up right now.
That shit is fucking
It is.
beautiful.
It is
bro.
rad.
it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
It is literally red. If you look at this, he made the colors
That's not
out
it.
of. That's
not,
one of the
That's-
DMT results of the artists that painted
that's-
this vision.
That's not DMT art.
Okay, now
Like
there's
you
many
see
different.
faces.
Well, I'm saying he
and-
might be a DMT artist, but I'm saying there's actual.
There's
That's
another.
not it. That's not it.
All right,
I mean,
all right.
mean,
all
That,
right.
that,
but-
that is different realms.
I mean, there's
Well,
people see things differently.
yeah.
People do.
You just
say-
can't.
Everything.
But
You want
you've
more
seen the
kaleidoscope.
DMT art, right?
Yes.
Okay.
More
Like that,
kaleidoscope
like
or
that.
more,
Okay,
there
that,
you go.
that's
Like
that's
that.
that's
There's-
more.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
more
like
yeah,
mandalas
that's
and
more-
stuff.
that's
Like
more right.
Hindu looking.
Yes. Well, for the viewers who, for the people who are just listening, the DMT art may have like what we all have discussed before: multiple eyes in triangular forms, circular
Impossible
forms,
geometry.
possible geometry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. That
Yeah.
are all symmetrical
Fractals.
or radial fractals. They also
Sequences,
have
measurements.
lights and circles, and they all go in balanced trigonometric order.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Okay.
It was almost like when he was showing the pictures. It was like there was a crime committed against us, and we were trying to find through the lineup which one fit the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was gonna say, according to mommy, DMT.
No, but
I too have a right brain sign, and I can go more creative.
Okay,
Just
okay.
Okay.
regress a minute here on something somebody said a while ago.
Go ahead.
The people that have taken it here, reports of seeing the same type of being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You touched on everybody saying like a purple person. I mean, what is this? Who?
Machine
who or
elves.
what is it?
There's
just
that jester,
The
everybody-
jester.
Yeah.
there's a
Yes.
goddess, and then
Goddess.
there's like these dwarves or
Elves.
little elves.
Machine
Yeah.
elves.
Yeah.
And then they talk about this alien, like there's an alien place with a ship where you go to. There's quite a few things that
It's just
a lot of
it's a lot of
people
places
have.
you can go.
Yeah.
If you like search on YouTube DMT entities,
Yeah.
people describe seeing machine elves that's made out of machinery.
Yeah.
Machine elves, and everybody sees these elves.
When,
Yeah.
when I
Same
when I
They,
saw
the
they
jester.
telepathically talk to you.
yeah. And me and Jay saw the goddess, and at first when I looked at her, I didn't feel worthy. Like I felt dirty. Like I can't look at her. She's above and beyond me. I saw these tribal tattoos running across her body and
Her
in her
is
face.
amazing.
It was
Yes.
Erica. It was Erica
Yes.
sitting next to
Yes.
me. And as I saw this, I was ashamed, so I looked away. And when I looked away, I became a small child. And I felt alone and tiny, but a hand was reaching down to me, and it was bigger than me, and I reached up, and it was my grandfather taking me into his arms.
Oh my God.
And I haven't seen him since I was born. He had passed away when we left Korea, and he was telling me, hey, it's okay. You go to her now. You need to be with her. And he put my hand in her hand. And at that time, I saw Erica and I saw the goddess separate. But it started with her. Erica was the goddess. And then when my grandfather took my hand into her hand, it was like Erica was two people. She was my friend sitting there being my spiritual guide, but this goddess presence within her took me away.
Wow.
And just calmed me down and made me feel safe.
And then another thing, these entities are always trying to show you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always trying
Always.
to teach or show you something.
All right.
Hey, Trent. Hey, y'all. And another thing, they're always with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spirit molecule
know, right?
just allows us to see
Yeah.
them
I know, right?
You know,
and to tap in.
Exactly.
They're
Well,
with us right now.
Yep.
what Lee was saying about how Erica looked, she was the goddess, and the thing about it was, yes, the eyes across the eyes, her hair was almost, I want to say like, I don't want to say Medusa like,
But alive. It was
but
alive.
it was alive,
It was
yes,
alive,
and it
yeah.
was moving, but behind her was bright,
Yeah.
bright as fucking light, and I saw her and I said, wow. This shit's amazing, right? I mean, I had other things on my mind, but that was one of the things that was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Then I looked and saw the girl to the next to me.
Denise.
But yes,
Yeah.
and she herself was a different sort of
She was
Yeah.
queen.
right. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's amazing that we saw the same
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And we were the only two who saw the goddess. Just
yeah,
Erica.
yeah. You know, it was the way she would look. But then the thing was, the goddess was afraid of me. Because once
Yeah, you were.
because once I went
You on
in there,
some
that
shit?
goddess saw me, and then she was like, "Hold up,
Yeah, I did.
It
I was
started-
like,
yeah,
should I get my knife out my
I
pocket?
know, right?
right, you know,
What should I do?
Shank you.
Shit.
I don't
Yeah.
kill nobody with that knife.
right." So
Shanked by a shaman.
I just think that once you go up in there, yeah, shake by shaman.
Shaman
know,
shakes.
right?
$9.99 right
you
now.
be
to
the
store
first
near you.
motherfucker ever shanked by a shaman.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think I'd be the first one.
I know,
I
right?
think it's happened a whole lot.
I know, right?
Maybe the shaman would drink the
You'd probably
blood
be the
of high doses of
So-
DMT.
Hey, what's crazy is, you know how I said like you have regressive memories, like things come to you later. So I dabble here and there with certain holistic plants that are not allowed here, which of course it was just a hobby. But there was one time I was working with these plants under the artificial light, and I looked down at them, and I was gone. I was gone in a memory.
Wow.
I was no longer there. I felt the sun on my face. I could smell the bodies around me, and I turned, and another priest was looking at me, and he goes, "Brother, it's a glorious day, is it not? That we could bring so many offerings to the God, the sun." And I realized in that moment I was on top of an Aztec pyramid.
Wow.
And there was a guy coming towards me, and I looked at him, and my hands were covered in blood, and I had an Insidian blade because I was spilling their blood down the temple. And the guy came to me, and I felt bad because I was still conscious of this existence. And I looked at him, and he said, "It's okay, please, let's give to the God so that we can eat."
Wow.
And so I cut him
And
in
what
his
were you
throat.
on? What was this?
This was just a memory that came later, another DMT like memory that came to me.
Oh, shit.
And because I was working with plants, marijuana plants.
Okay, yeah.
And when I did that, and I started cutting into his heart, and I pulled it out and I held it up because I was in fear the other priest would know who the hell I was. But apparently that's who I was in that moment. Wow. And the priest said, "It's a glorious day." And I was fascinated with what was going around me. Everybody was cheering. It was all happy. Most of the people that were coming to me were offering themselves willing. They were willing sacrifices. There were tribesmen who were giving their lives and stuff to make the harvest bountiful. But I had a correlation in that moment.
Wow.
We weren't bringing the rain. I was watching the blood spill down the sides of the pyramids in those like tunnels and
Yeah, I know what you're
those slides.
saying. Yeah.
And they were going into the fields. when I came out of it, I realized something, but I didn't want to say it because I knew my brothers and fellow priests would be like, that's blasphemous, basically in their language, to say that it was the blood feeding the plants, making them grow. Yeah. So when I came out of that, I looked at my plants and I was like, you know what? You guys want beef blood. That's what you want. And no, I literally took beef blood, diluted it, and I'm not talking a lot, not a cup or anything like that. It was just what was coming off my steaks. Yeah, I diluted in Ziploc bags, and I let it sit. And it started creating the bacteria because plants eat bacteria. Yeah. And I poured it in my plants, and my God, my yield, that crop was amazing.
Let me find out you growing Seymour over there, bro.
Yeah. Feed me.
I know,
feed me, Seymour. Feed me, baby.
Right.
Oh, come on, Seymour.
Little Shopper, what a great movie.
But if you do, let me try some of that, bro. That Seymour, that good Seymour.
I definitely, next time my friend's in town.
I know, right? That's
maybe a
crazy.
few months, but yes.
I mean, as somebody that hasn't experienced it, and being here and listening to everybody's stories, I think it's something that I'm definitely going to try individually. Because I think it's worth it just to see and get in touch with your inner self.
It's
like somebody's always looking for answers, hey, why are we here, and questions of other parts of life and stuff. And,
absolutely.
You'll get your answers.
Well,
really get you where you want.
I'd like to be on that journey with you, brother, when you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that Big David says this, guys, because that's actually what I want to ask you. From listening to us tonight, do you think there's a chance that you would try or would not try? Let us know in the comments, okay? Just your own person. We're not telling you to try. We're asking you, would you?
Yeah.
That's it.
And I would.
Yeah,
Again.
I would.
Again, you know what I'm saying? There you go.
Right. So wait, I want to ask Jay.
Ask me.
Are you going back?
Yeah.
Y'all heard that shit?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Already.
Yeah.
What about little David?
I'm ready for this shit.
What about David R?
Little David.
What would Joe Rogan say?
Joe Rogan would say, "Fuck yeah."
No comment.
Okay.
So he's thinking about it. Okay.
Right.
He's thinking.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, I mean,
Amazon.
Yeah.
Come on, pop them cherries, the spiritual cherries.
We popping spiritual cherries tonight, y'all.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going tonight because I'm not ready.
No, I'm not going tonight either. I'm not going tonight.
I'm not physically,
But I do
mentally
got
ready.
my ticket. Stand by.
I've been drinking this
Golden
shit.
tickets.
Yeah. You know,
I've got a golden ticket.
I mean, so again, man, you guys at home. Yeah, there you go. Biggest thing. How y'all doing? You at home. I'm talking to you.
Hey.
Yeah.
I truly hope that you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
We had great people on the show today and tonight. We have a shaman. She was acting as a shaman.
Oh yeah.
She was on the today on the show, and she really helped us out through a lot. Okay, so I think I want you to take away from this is that you only get one life.
So we remember.
Right. And just live it to your fullest. You know what I mean? Live it the best way you can. Try new things. There is another world out there. Now, if it's an underworld or above world, that's on you. But there are other things out there. And that's what we wanted to show you. Just want to talk about different things spiritually because it's about your spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Different worlds, And I want to tell you that we really enjoy you. And I want you to know we're here on YouTube. So please like, subscribe, share, because that would really help us out a bunch, yeah?
And if you have a show idea or you just want to be on the show or anything like that, you can email us at urbanparanormal13@gmail.com. And like Jay was telling you earlier, our lights are getting kind of dim. So you can send us a little something on Cash App at $DSB Media on Cash App.
Already.
You're getting skinny.
Yeah, there you go. And, we'll be back as like always, Tuesdays and Saturdays, all right, at 8 p.m., okay? So, again, my name is J.H., and I'm your host.
And I'm your moderator, Trent A. Johnson.
And we're going to say good night, and until next time.
Good night.
Peace.
Hey. Night.
Thank you.